Hello, everyone. My name's Brad. Today I'll be talking about descriptive statistics, population of crabs. My sample selection process: first, I took the data that was provided, which included male and female Leptograpsis variegatus crabs, which are both orange and blue together. The data set had 50 blue females, 50 blue males, 50 orange females, and 50 orange males. In total, there are 200 crabs. I chose the male half of the crabs to be my population with the random number selector on StatCrunch. I had a 30 crab sample picked. From that sample size, I will use the data from them as the basis for my frequency tables, box plots, line charts, histograms, bar charts, and analysis. These are my samples, or my sample. Okay. There we go. Purpose: today we'll be going over the various categories of sizes of crabs' body parts and putting them into various charts and graphs. The categories are frontal lobe size, rear width, carapace length, carapace width, and body depth, all in millimeters. Frontal lobe measures of center, mean of 15.51, median of 15.1, and the mode of 12 to 14 millimeters. Mean is the average of all data points, so the total divided by the number of numbers. The median is the middle value in a set of numbers when the numbers are arranged in order from least to greatest. And the mode is the number that appears most frequently. Measuring frontal lobe size in millimeters. Here is the frequency table for the frontal lobe size in millimeters. I chose to list the frequency, relative frequency, percentage of the total, and cumulative frequency to give a fuller perspective, and I will use this setup for the rest of my frequency tables. So as you can see, 12.14 has the highest frequency and also the highest percentage of the total. Here's my box plot for the frontal lobe size. It skews left a little bit. Has an IQR of 5.1, lower limit of 9.1, Q1 of 13.1, median of 15.1, Q3 of 18.2, upper limit of 23. My frontal lobe line chart, I chose to correlate rear width with it just to check it out. Here you can see a positive correlation with frontal lobe size with the rear width of the crab. Here's my frontal lobe histogram. As you can see, the lines are grouped into 8 groups, each representing 2 millimeters. As you can see, there is a frequency of 2 for 8 to 10, 2 for 10 to 12, 8 for 12 to 14, 5 for 14 to 16, 5 for 16 to 18, 5 for 18 to 20, 1 for 20 to 22, and 2 for 22 to 24. Here's my bar chart, very similar to what you can see to the histogram, and I chose percentage for this one as my x-axis. Here are my summary statistics for my frontal lobe size: standard deviation of 3.5968, 712, variance of 12.937483, range of 13.9, IQR of 5.1, Q1 of 13.1, Q3 of 18.2. The standard deviation shows the average spread around the mean. Variance is the square of the standard deviation. Range is the maximum to the minimum. And the IQR is Q3 to Q1, which captures the middle 50% of the data. The rear width for these, so this is the next body part. Rear width, the mean is 11.99 millimeters, median 11.45, and the mode is 10 to 12. Here's my frequency table. As you can see, 10 to 12 millimeters is the most frequently seen number, and it also accounts for the highest percentage of the total. Here's my box plot for the rear width. As you can see, IQR of 2.7, lower limit of 6.9, Q1 of 10.8, median of 11.45, Q3 of 13.5, upper limit of 16.8, and it skews left. Here's my scatter plot. I chose body depth, just compare and contrast with the rear width, and it's a positive correlation. Here's my histogram. As you can see, the 10 through 12 range is the highest in frequency with 13. Use my bar chart. Similarly, the frequency for the 10 to 12 range is the highest. Rear width summary statistics. So the variance is 5.6533448. Standard deviation of 2.3776764. Range of 9.9. Q1 of 10.8. Q3 of 13.5. And an IQR of 2.7. I'm going to reduce the decimals at the end just for time purposes from now on. Carapace length and width measures for the centers. I combine the two measurements to just compare and contrast because I thought that'd be the most interesting. For the length, the mean is 3.247. The median is 31.15. And the mode is 25 to 30 millimeters. And the width is 36.68 millimeters. Median is 34.65, and the mode is the 30 to 35 millimeter range. Here's my carapace width frequency table. Similarly, 30 to 35 is the most frequent, and it also accounts for the highest percentage of the total. For the carapace length, the 25 through 30 is the most frequent, and it accounts for the highest percentage of the total. Carapace length box plot, IQR of 11.2, lower limit 16.7, Q1 of 27.5, median of 31.15, Q3 of 38.7, upper limit of 47.2. Here's my carapace width box plot, IQR of 12.3, lower limit of 18.6, Q1 of 30.9, median of 34.65, Q3 of 43.2, upper limit of 54.6. Now this is what's most interesting, and I thought would be the best correlated. So the carapace width and the carapace length have a pretty good positive correlation there. Here's my carapace length summary statistic. So variance of 61.81, standard deviation of 6.86 or 7.86, range of 30.5, Q1 of 27.5, Q3 of 38.7, IQR of 11.2. Carapace width summary statistic, variance of 79.48, standard deviation of 8.91, range of 36, Q1 of 30.9, Q3 of 43.2, IQR of 12.3. As you can see in my histogram, the 25 through 30 range is the highest. Here's my carapace width. As you can see, the 30 through 35 is the highest in frequency. Both have a solid bell curve. Similarly, in my carapace length bar chart, you can see that the 25 through 30 length is the highest. And through this, the 25 through 30 width is the highest. So body depth measures of center. This is the last body part. Mean of 14.07, median of 13.95, and a mode of the 16 through 18 millimeter range. As you can see in the frequency table, the 16 to 8 is the highest frequency and also the highest percentage of the total. Body depth, summary stats. So standard deviation of 3.63, range of 14.1, Q1 of 11.4, Q3 of 17.2, IQR of 5.8, and a variance of 1.77. Here's my box plot, IQR 5.8, lower limit 7.4, Q1 of 11.4, median of 13.95, Q3 of 17.2, upper limit of 21.5 millimeters. Here's my scatter plot. I used the body depth and the frontal lobe just to compare and contrast. Here's my histogram. As you can see, this one's the highest at 7. Similarly, and that was the 16 to 18 range. Similarly, the 16.18 in this bar chart is the highest too. So thank you, everyone, and have a good day.